Okay, time for an update on the 2000 Kawasaki ZX6R J1 model. I've had the bike approaching, it must be 6 weeks now, and if you followed my previous videos you'll see the bike looks a little bit different to the last. So I've done a quick update and you join me just next to the grounds of Hopton House today. As you can see, the 3 bridges in the background there. But more importantly, what have I done to the bike? Well, as you'll see, first of all, finally these LED indicators came. Now they cost a grand total of £3 from China, and they do a fantastic job. I think it really modernises the rear end there. You'll also notice just ahead of the GoPro mount, I've now got a pillion cover. Now, I don't take anybody on the back, so obviously I've removed the pegs there, but with the pillion cover, I don't know, I was a bit unsure whether or not I should have gone for a black one, but I think silver looks pretty good, and you know, for a 20-year-old bike the colour match isn't too bad either. I think it'll probably look quite bright here, but if I go down a little bit you'll see. I've also got frame sliders. So again, it's not the ones that you drill in, so they'll do, you know, a little bit of a better job than not having any. And I've added the Kawasaki sticker at the front there on the screen. So how has the 6 weeks of owning a Kawasaki ZX6R been? Well, I've got to say, absolutely fantastic. Now, I had a few teething issues. Those teething issues were related to me, I should think. Now, the funny thing about this bike is it doesn't have a fuel gauge. Now, that's not unusual for bikes, especially not 20-year-old bikes. But it doesn't even have a fuel light. So that's caught me out a couple of times where I've thought, right, okay, something's happened. There's been an issue with it. But it's not. Both times I actually ran out of fuel. So the idea behind the ZX6RJ model and the previous generations are you have this fuel tap here. So you run it on the fuel tap, and then when it starts to get a little bit like you can feel the fuel's about to run out, you pop the reserve round, and then it's time to get some fuel. So I've finally got there. It's only happened to me twice. Obviously I've had the reserve, so you know, I've not had any issues at all. But to be fair, it's taking a learning curve. You know, I've had bikes this age before, but I've always had a fuel light, so thank you Kawasaki for that. So, modifications so far. Well, as you can see, we've got the rim tape, the screen, short levers, Oxford heated grips, bird cage delete, my favourite, frame sliders, fantastic IXIL titanium exhaust, slightly different Ninja stickers. I've taken the rear fender up there to make it a little bit more modern, rear LED indicators, rear pillion cover, and front indicators too. Now that's excluding everything I've had done with the bike, which has been rebuilt front calipers, new rear tyre, and those will probably notice I've now got my tank bag tank ring on there, so you know, if I want to go a little bit touring I can do. So what I'm going to do with this, well, I'm going to keep it. It's a fantastic bike, great performance. I mean, you know, versus the SV, I think on paper it's quite similar, but I'll be honest, I actually prefer this on long journeys. Obviously having the full fairing makes a difference, but it's that engine, you know, it screams, you know, it begs to be revved highly. You know, the power band obviously is in higher rev, but you know, with that exhaust, I mean, you know, it shoots flames, and it's absolutely amazing. You know, it's just so much fun, as I say. say, join me again for an update in a few weeks, and who knows, I might take the SVL too.